Hey there, it's Emily. So this week's video blog is for me to discuss the highlights of Sustainability Week overall and what I learned from the events that I attended. So there are three events that I would specifically like to highlight throughout this video, and the first one is the Arboretum Tour, which happened at 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning, and it was led by the Arboretum Director, Shelley Hunt. And in the last video of mine, I advertised how I haven't actually really had a tour of the Arboretum before, so this was really amazing to expand my knowledge of what is right in my backyard on campus. So, as I said, it was at 10 o'clock in the morning, which is fairly early for some people's standards, so there wasn't the greatest turnout, and there was also freezing rain near the end, which the weather reports might have diverted some people away from wanting to attend, but overall it was still a very educational tour, and I'm really glad that I attended. So we started the tour in Wild Goose Woods and learned about all the various plants and animal species that are there and cool wildlife sightings that they've seen and some slightly more gruesome wildlife sightings as well. And we continued through to the Gosling Wildlife Gardens, which is sort of built to mimic outdoor backyards in urban areas, and there's different bird feeders and little ponds and prickly pear cactuses, which happen to be one of my favorite plants, which is kind of interesting. So after finishing up in the Gosling Wildlife Garden section of the tour, we moved on to view the dwarf conifer tree collection, which was actually quite interesting in my opinion. Before this tour started, I would say that I didn't have the largest interest in tree species or have the largest knowledge base, but after this I would like to say that my interest and knowledge base has expanded just a little bit more, and I look forward to actually going back to the Arboretum and learning more about it. I actually arranged a volunteer position with Shelley, which should be interesting when I get around to it. So after that, we moved on to finish the tour and walk down the World of Trees Lane and view all the different species there. And overall, it was a really great tour. One fun fact that I actually obtained from Shelley was that in the 90s, the Marine Biology Department had a research location located in the Arboretum where they stored seals and one polar bear for their studies, which was actually quite interesting. The building is there and no longer used, and the animals are obviously not there either anymore. So overall, I had a very wonderful Arboretum tour experience, and I hope that everybody else who attended as well did. So the next event that I would like to highlight of the week was the food panel, which actually happened later on Wednesday evening. I didn't have as great of a role in organizing this as I did with other events, but I found that I learned a lot about the food that Guelph has on campus, and as a first year student I consumed a lot more of the food on campus than I do now in third year, but it was really interesting to hear Mark Kenny speak about how he orders the food and how he likes to buy locally and all the triumphs that he faces trying to make students happy with the food. The job seems very stressful, but in my opinion also very rewarding because of the sustainable and local food that he recruits for students to eat on campus, which is what makes Guelph #1 in many schools across Canada for their food selection and overall quality. Another speaker from the food panel that really inspired me was Andy from the Guelph Wellington Community Co-op. He actually inspired me so much that I went up and talked to him after and grabbed this beautiful poster for it, and as well as the Community Co-op Food Hub brochure. So the idea of the Guelph Wellington Community Co-op really inspires me because they act as a platform for community tool building, as it says on this brochure, and that their local food hub initiative is the perfect first step in collectively reshaping our local economy. I am somebody that really does support buying locally and supporting the local economy versus the global economy, so I think that this is a very great idea to connect everybody within the Guelph Wellington area and supply food, and I know that eventually they would like to supply more than food, kind of like the Oklahoma Community Food Co-op does. I think this is a really great idea, and we'll be attending their event open house on April 11th to find out more and hopefully get involved with this wonderful program. I will be highly encouraging my friends and family to come along with me just because I think this co-op is a great idea for the Guelph Wellington community. So the last event that I'll be discussing in this final video blog is the Earth Hour Live Music Jam featuring the band Cluster Duck that happened on Saturday evening. I had a really great time at this event. Cluster Duck was incredibly talented and played all the music I love to listen to and put such a creative twist on how they presented the music. And the atmosphere overall was very calm and relaxed and fluid. Everybody, I could tell, was having a great time, and I also had a great turnout of my personal friends that came to catch up and also support the idea of Sustainability Week. I think that this concert was a very successful way to end of the week and for us to all relax and see the hard work that we've put into it. So thank you for watching my final video blog, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye!